Why did you choose to come to Taiwan initially at the beginning?
Love. We dated just for a month and we got married.
Wow.
Yeah. So we decided, just to live here in Taiwan, 2003.
2003.
My foster daughter, parents were drug addicts. So the father, beat her up and threw her on the floor. And because of that, she had a brain injury.
Cole Fogel here, and I am with, I'll let you introduce yourself. What's your name, sir?
My name is Joseph Anthony Narciso Zalamea Tianco. It's a mouthful, yeah. But people just call me Jan.
It's nice to meet you, Jan. Can you say your whole name one more time? Because that's fascinating. One more time.
Well, Joseph Anthony Narciso Zalamea Tianco.
I love it.
Well, people in the Philippines have pretty long names.
So that was my next question. Where are you from?
Well, I'm from the Philippines. Well, I grew up in Metro Manila.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the capital of the Philippines. Majority of the Filipinos are very westernized. You'll see the big influence of American culture. You have a gap between the rich and the poor. Oh. Manila's a lot of things. You have in one area a financial district with all those high-rise buildings, beautiful houses, but probably 100 or less meters away, you'll have a slum area right next to each other. So you'll see these areas where the disparity is very obvious. Since I was young, my earliest memories was that we were told that education is quite a privilege, but it also entails a responsibility. The educational system opened our eyes that there's this reality, that there's this sector of society that is struggling. When I look at my education, it's always been an integral part, being able to just do some kind of service to the marginalized, to those who don't have the same economic opportunities. We're predominant, Catholic.
Right. Yeah.
So I think it's been embedded a lot, in the different facets of the culture.
Right. Why did you choose to come to Taiwan initially at the beginning?
Love.
Love.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Well, my wife is Taiwanese.
Your wife is Taiwanese. Okay. Where's she from? What part of Taiwan is she?
Kaohsiung. We met in the Philippines. We met at the same. She was doing her master's in the same university.
Cool.
Yeah. So I was studying in that university 26 years ago. Yeah.
26 years ago. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, she was in a special education program. I was studying for my master's in guidance and counseling. And then eventually I did my PhD.
Your wife, special ed, guidance and counseling, it sounds like you were kindred spirits.
Well, we dated just for a month and we got married.
Wow.
Yes.
And you got married where? In the Philippines or you got married in Taiwan?
Well, both, yeah. Philippines and here in Taiwan.
Were your parents around at this point in your life?
They were, yeah.
What was their reaction to you marrying not a Filipino woman, but a Taiwanese woman? Were they happy? Was there some...
They were definitely apprehensive.
Apprehensive?
Yeah. It was really a whirlwind romance.
Yeah.
So it was, everything happened so fast and with someone of a different culture. So they were afraid, because I'm also the only son.
Did that take a long time for their acceptance, or was it?
It didn't take a long time.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, so my wife and I, when we got married, my parents were alive for still 4 years.
Oh, they're no longer with you now.
Yeah, so they're no longer with me.
But they were around to see their only son get married.
Right, and they saw two of my children.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so I'm happy.
So I'm glad you rushed into it then, because they got to complete their kind of life cycle of seeing grandkids. How were her parents? Was it harder for them?
I'd like to emphasize how thankful I am to my in-laws. And it's not just my in-laws, but the whole family. They accepted me without any issue. Yeah, so we decided, just to live here in Taiwan, 2003.
2003.
Yeah. One of the reasons we came here because I finished my PhD. Yeah. And I got offered.
Oh, you had a job offer?
Yeah, I got a job offer. Well, it's a junior college during that time.
Yeah, like a professor job.
Yeah, professor job. Yeah, so that was my first job.
Okay, cool.
The organization that my wife and I put up, it's called the Taiwan Love and Hope International Charity. And so this place, it's our activity center. It's called the Child Care Development Activity Center, and we hold classes here for children with special needs, and also including their families. And these are families and children with special needs who are classified as low income.
Can you give me an example when you say special needs?
It's a variety. Very neurodiverse, divergent group. So we have children, who have cerebral palsy, CP. So they have trouble in terms of moving their limbs.
They're born this way, a lot of them, or become this way?
Unfortunately, my foster daughter, she became that way because of physical abuse.
So sad.
Yeah, and so aside from CP, we also have several children who are on the spectrum, autism spectrum. We have also children diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity.
I was diagnosed with ADHD.
Okay.
Do you feel when you're talking to me, like, do you think it's obvious?
No. So you are an example of an adult.
Yeah.
Able to just, carry on with the different facets of life.
I get manic sometimes, which I think is part of ADHD, where I hyper focus on things, which I think is part of ADHD, but maybe regular people do as well.
Also do as well, yeah.
But yeah, I feel like it was a challenge as a student. I thought I was someone with a learning disability. I thought I was stupid growing up because I hadn't come to terms with the realization that it's more of a superpower. As a child, though, I dealt with some bullying. And I dealt with just being treated differently, and nobody wants to be treated differently when you're a kid. It's a terrible thing. But in retrospect, I'm so grateful that I got to learn through my special ed teacher and grow up differently than the regular kids. I think it was something special to me. But I had to learn this as a grown-up. But I think if there's any kids watching or parents, let them know this now. You're not stupid. You just learn differently.
Right.
So this is a center where children that are orphans come, or children with parents also come? Like
both.
Yeah,
okay. Basically both.
Or they come here and they can get different types of lessons.
Lessons, yes. It's open. You don't have to pay for anything. It's open to the public. If you're classified as coming from the low income group, and if you're struggling in terms of accessing resources, we provide those classes for parents with special children. And we do so because there are those Taiwanese parents think, maybe for cultural reasons and because of their upbringing, that their children have, they have a diagnosis and probably this is it, Opportunities for self-development might be limited. Some of the children that come here, they are, with their families, it's an intact family, but the mindset, whether it's culture, upbringing, their parents thought that if I beat my child, beat up your child to normalcy,
I would imagine it's less common now than it was 20, 30, 40 years ago.
You'll be surprised.
Trauma is going to lead to more problems.
Sadly. So all of these children that are part of our orphanage come from a background of severe abuse.
Okay. How much of a common thing is this? Like, how much of a problem is this in Taiwan?
Well, based on the children that we've been taking care of, all of them, the profile seems to be, the children came from a family wherein there's a drug user. Like what I mentioned, my foster daughter, parents were drug addicts. So when my foster daughter was born, so she would cry a lot.
You mean like constantly crying?
Constantly crying.
As a baby, you're talking
as a baby.
about,
And it's the kind of crying that's intense.
Yeah.
So the father, beat her up and threw her on the floor. And because of that, she had a brain injury. It's heartbreaking.
And it's really hard sometimes. I'm
it's
sure
hard.
you feel angry for the children, I'm sure. So how many kids are you currently taking care of yourself with your wife?
Our children's home, we're taking care of 4 children. So all of them have a severe disability.
That's heavy.
It is.
I mean, are there some days you just want to cry? Like,
I always cry.
Yeah, I'm like literally, my eyes are watering right now just talking about this topic. It's hard for me to even talk about this, to be honest with you. What's it like personally raising these 4 kids at the moment?
So much pain.
Yeah, you can feel their pain.
I can feel the pain. My wife and I, we have to tell ourselves that we need to be strong. We need to be healthy, okay, whether it's physically or mentally.
You have your own kids too.
I do have my own kids. Yeah,
How old are your
I have
own
3
kids?
daughters. My eldest is 24.
Wow, what's it like having a grown-up kid? So 24.
20 and 13.
Have there ever been times when they were neglected a little bit because you were focused on the ones that are that need more?
We've tried our best to love our children,
of course,
and
it's hard
to make them part of what we're doing.
Yeah.
But we respect the fact that they also feel difficult. They also feel difficult that when all the children come to our house throughout the week, they're busy studying. They're so busy with their own issues, and weekend, which is supposed to be rest time, they cannot rest. And so it's a struggle for them. On one hand, they appreciate what's going on, but on the other, they also
wish we just had a normal life.
A normal life.
Yeah, but one day, and I'll say to your daughters, they will look back and they will appreciate, and I imagine that they will be more caring because of watching. Because children learn more from observation than they do from what we tell our children.
Right.
They learn by example, I think.
Right.
So they will see that, and yeah. But your dad's a good guy.
Thank you.
And he's sorry if he wasn't always around.
When my daughter, my foster daughter with the CP, cerebral palsy, when she turned 2 years old, because the orphanage that she stayed at back then, when children turn 2, they have to move to a different organization. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, no other organization, wanted to take her in, because during that time, one big issue was that because of her CP, she couldn't swallow well. So eating was a problem. And if you're not able to eat well, which means you're not getting the proper nutrition, and so you're sickly. And no organization wants a child who is sickly, who has that potential of dying. My wife and I personally discovered if you just put the time in feeding her, okay, she wasn't responding well with a drinking bottle. Wow. But we were able to have a breakthrough in feeding her. Now you've had a breakthrough. And we have, for several years now. You just have to, it took us...
You found a way.
2 hours, 3 hours to feed her.
Wow, that's patience.
It's patience, okay?
Yeah.
So 2 hours, 3 hours per meal to just feed her. Before.
Oh, how about now?
Now it's just like less than 20 minutes, especially if she loves the food. She can finish the bowl, So that's why my foster daughter was the one who really opened our eyes to the situation, because no organization from Kaohsiung to Taipei wanted to take her in. And the thinking is, if her condition is like that and she's going to be sickly, then it must be, of best interest to place her in a nursing home. So she got placed in a nursing home somewhere in Tainan. There were 2 children there in a population of elderly. We were just volunteers in that orphanage. She got placed in Tainan. We live in Fengshan, It's hard to close your eyes to this reality. And so we made a decision that, okay, let's just try to visit her frequently. Let's just find a way to be able to bring her home.
How many years now?
We've been taking care of her for almost 9 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so her story is actually inspiring, because she's the reason why we're doing this. Earlier you asked how is it like, to be taking care of the child. The child can never really call me daddy.
Yeah. Oh. But they're thinking it though. But they're thinking it.
The child will never be able to say, I love you, thank you. I'll never hear that from my foster daughter. But, you know, we still try our best to just give her, you know, the love with the hope. I'm thankful for her, because if not for her, we won't have this.
No.
You know, looking back at that time, almost 9 years ago, we were just focused on making it work for her, you know, but we never realized that out of trying to help her, we would be able to form an organization.
Oh, I mean, that's what's so amazing.
That's helping other children, and these are children with different stories.
Yeah.
And the child is not just a case. And so we've realized that, you know, you have children because no one is really advocating for them anymore. We have people tell us different things. We have people who outright tell us that we're stupid. You know, what we're doing is dumb, because, you know, these children, they will not really become, in their opinion, you know, successful individuals. The children come to us, you know, the government tells us that they're about to, you know, bring them to the nursing home, long-term care, with, you know, under the premise that they will just be receiving psychopharmacological interventions. And they've heard about us, okay? And so we have children who come in, you know, even the government knows, like, wow, this child wasn't talking. This child kept on just repeating the same things. All of these children that we're working with, you know, their first experience of hurt came to family.
Yeah.
Ultimately, something that I've realized how important the family is. And we've realized that how powerful is it, you know,
So
that,
powerful.
you know, the whole socialization process, that they get to experience a more healthier functioning family, and through my family, that whole contact in terms of there's someone they can call a dad, someone they can call a mom. So people are amazed, you know, even the government, Taiwan Social Bureau is amazed when they get to see the child again and the transformation.
I'm grateful to people like yourself that you're doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah. We're hoping, really to be able to reach out to more people. I think what's most important is really to have more people who share the same passion and willingness to sacrifice for the children. Because we're operating here in Kaohsiung. It's just a Kaohsiung. But the need is all over Taiwan.
Of course,
You know, the group home setup, it's pretty new here in Taiwan.
Yeah.
You know, it's a group home, but at the same time, the kind of culture we're establishing is it's a family.
It's a family thing. Yeah.
My wife and I are getting older. You know, if something happens to, you know, me and my wife, like, who would, you know, who can fill in? So that's why I really appreciate, you know, opportunities like this to just share about what we're doing.
Right, and I'll leave the website in the description.
Thank you,
as well.
Cole.
Yeah.
It would be wonderful, you know, to have what we're doing replicated in Taipei, different parts of Taiwan, especially you know, in the more rural areas.
I want to say to you, you said your parents are no longer
they
with
passed
you.
away.
They would be very proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
I think
Thank you.
that they would. I'm getting emotional now. I think they'd be like, wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. If there is a heaven, you're definitely going. If there is an afterlife, you're definitely going to the best party that's waiting for you.
I hope so. Yeah.
I appreciate this, man. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm going to leave all the information about you in the description, so anyone who's interested in volunteering here or interested in learning more about what you're doing, what's the best way for people to actually connect with you if they want to send you a message? Would it be
Facebook?
Facebook?
Yeah, send a message through
All
Facebook.
right, perfect. So, I will see you in the next one.
Thank you.